welcome to the next episode of the Loveliest podcast. It's been a couple of weeks, at least a couple, if not 3, maybe 4 weeks. And what a few weeks it's been. I keep promising myself that I'm going to be more consistent with my online content, but base-day plans. So it's been a few weeks now and it's been very exciting. I think just the last time I was on, we just come back from Woollinn Junction 13, which was amazing. And meant it was time to prepare massively for Woollinn because we're launching Banshee Yarns at Woollinn. And there's a lot going on. It's the first time I've done a full dye run for a show. It definitely changes the way you prepare for a show. So I've, become very practiced, I think, after doing so many. I'm like, 2 days will do it, I'll order what I need, and then it'll arrive, and then we'll go. That is definitely not the case when you're dyeing, kind of kilos and kilos of yarn. So I spend quite a bit of time with that. That's definitely, when you start a second business, you think, a lot of it is the same as the first. But yes, a lot of it is the same, but the devil is in the difference, and it's also in the fact that you have to do everything twice now. So this episode is going to be kind of a bit of a mixed bag because obviously I've been away for a while, been on holidays, we're at Woollinn, I've launched a yarn brand. So kind of going to cover some of those and then talk about some knitting and some of what's coming up. Finally done some big ordering for the Loveliest Yarn Company and all kinds of exciting things, and then what shows right next. And it's going to be, hopefully going to be a big summer. I'm also hoping to get, as I twist my hair, I'm sorry, I always play with it. I think it drives my mom mad, even though I'm nearly 40. I'm going to go for my annual haircut as well. Actually, I think it's become like every 2 years at this stage. But we won't talk about that. We'll just stop playing with my rat's ends, which they definitely are at this stage. So, you didn't come on here to see me talk about my terribly bad haircut. So, where will I start? Let's start with Banshee Yarns. It was so exciting, and I can't thank everybody enough, for different feedback and for help and for people who've just put up with me while I have been a bit absent. So Simon, particularly, who's just like, what are you doing in our kitchen? I think he knows. And then, but particularly, and I have to say, and I just think she's the most amazing person, is Sam of Sam Draws Things. She's just a genius. She's created, just out of basically reading my mind, the exact brand I wanted for Banshee Yarns. Now, you'll have seen quite a bit of the branding around because I've had it on Instagram if you follow me on Instagram and stuff, but these are my yarn bands, but also inside the yarn band is this. And it's just, everything has just been so amazing to work with Sam. She is a lovely, lovely person. If you need any kind of graphic design or illustration or anything, she is just superb. If you go to my feed, the Loveliest Yarn or Loveliest Yarn Co, or if you go to Banshee Yarns now on Instagram, you will see the beautiful banner she did of She, who is the Banshee behind Banshee Yarns. It's just been amazing, and thank you to everybody who came and bought yarn, who just visited us at Woollinn, and so far who's been buying yarn online. It's been, thank you so much. We've still plenty of yarn because obviously I dyed enough for a show rather than just enough dates. We've got plenty, although I'm about to start re-dyeing for Yarningham and Fibre East, and it's just amazing. Thank you so much to everyone who's put their faith in me and my tiny brand. I also want to show this. I think this is one of the most beautiful project bags, and because I think I can say, because even though Banshee Yarns is my brand, I am not responsible for the awesomeness of the brand behind it. My bags are just astonishing. And at the moment, if you buy any Banshee Yarns, which are on the Loveliest Yarn Company website, which is nice and confusing, I sat down to launch the site on the 24th, and I'd done a little bit more testing, and I was not happy with kind of the payment flow. I wasn't comfortable, and I would have had to go out without PayPal. I thought, you know what, I don't like to pay online on new sites without PayPal because I find it so secure. I thought if I don't want that experience, people don't. So we did the setup of the products on the Loveliest Yarn Company site, and we've launched on there. There's a link from the main homepage, or you can search Banshee and you'll find all the Banshee yarns there. So there's a free tote for all the yarns bought from our first update. Well, yes, we send them out automatically, so you don't have to do anything. It's been amazing. So that's been just to get that done and meet loads of people who are really excited. And the yarn has hopefully started arriving on people's doorsteps today. and into their mailboxes and stuff. So that's been massive. I am going to go live later on tonight, possibly. I make these promises about lives and then my days get away from me. Yesterday I was going to go live, and then I started doing changes to the Banshee website to make sure the payment flow, which I think is now perfect and ready for the next update. And I got kind of lost in it. You get like websites. What did I do? I spent like 90 minutes probably trying to figure out some small formatting things. It's like, this has to look right, people can't read this, and you just get lost in it, and it's such a funny thing. So hopefully tonight we're going to do live, but I want to show you some of the samples that we have in Banshee Yarns so that you can see them. This is very exciting. This pattern was launched at Woollinn, and it is a collaboration between myself and Helen, who I met on Kirsty's Handmade Christmas. It's our Kirsty Shawl, and I have to say it is a thing of knitted beauty. This is the Kirsty Shawl by Helen Collington of Collington Knits. You can find her on Instagram, and it is a thing of beaded beauty. Like, there's no kind of, it's got to be seen to be believed, but the beads put such beautiful weight in it. And if you sign up to our mailing list, we're going to have a little mailing list special for it, for anybody who missed our Woollinn launch code for it. But that'll be out probably at the end of next week. So I'll put a link to our newsletter below. If you want to join, you can get a discount for that, or you can just buy it outright on the site. It's knit in a single skein of Banshee Yarns cashmere lace, which is a cashmere silk alpaca. I'm going to reach for skein. It's our, yes, it is cashmere silk baby alpaca, so it's really super soft. We have it in a few colours. This is it in Echo. This is a deviant version of Echo because it was just one of the test colours we were running, and now Echo is slightly darker than this, but I do have original colours of this as well. You'll search Kirsty Shawl on Ravelry or the Loveliest Yarn Company, which is in our shop because that's how myself and Helen have decided we'd like to sell it. And yeah, so that's one. That's an hour lace weight, really exciting. And I have this other beautiful, there will be kits for this on the Banshee website as soon as I get going. This is beautiful. This is Skipping Pebbles by Sarah of Yarn and Barley. Isn't it beautiful? This is a crochet. Try and have more for crochet folk with Banshee. And this is 2 skeins of our silky singles in Echo again. I have no idea. Wait till you see the next sample, which is also Echo. I don't know why. I think it was a colour I just started dyeing at the start because it's kind of testing on all the bases, and it just escalated. So that is in Silky Singles. It's just beautiful. It's done in double trebles. You can buy printed copies of that from the Loveliest Yarn Company website at the moment, or you can buy it directly from Sarah on Ravelry. So that's Yarn and Blarney. It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty. Sarah made it, by the way. I did not make this. If I was crocheting it, I would still be crocheting it. Same with the sample from Helen, which she knit as she designed the shawl. The brilliance of some people just astonishes me. And then just an ordinary sweater, which is, I think, my new favourite base of all time. This is the Carpino sweater. I'm sorry these are not all ironed. They're still in the sample box from Woollinn because I kind of trying to look after my samples a bit more by keeping them together, but it does mean that they're not hung up. This is a Carpino sweater. It is knit in our yak sock. And this is in, I think this would have been in 3 skeins because it's a bit snuggly on me. It's just the Carol Feller pattern, which you can buy in Ravelry, but it's just, I just love this yarn. It's so soft. Now I have to say, I did combine, you can see, let me show you. I think you should practice what you preach when you talk about knitting with hand-dyed yarns. You can see that it's beautifully it's well blended, I think. But I did use 2 skeins together, so where you knit 1 row or 2 rows and then another 1 row, 2 rows and the other skein, just to make sure you get an even spread. As far as I'm aware, crochet is slightly different, so the crochet one is knit just 1 skein and then the second skein, so there's none of that. But in knitting, I always recommend, if you are mixing skeins, is to knit 1 or 2 rows and then knit another 2 rows the other skein. It's not actually that difficult. Creates a lovely effect actually. Let me see if I can find it. You can make it more smooth than that, but it does create a seam-like effect where you're carrying the yarn on the inside. That's my effect. That's how I do it. There are many, oh, look at this. I always say looking inside somebody's knitwork can be like looking at their pants. So that's what you get. You can make them looser and make them better than that, but I was pleased with how that came out. So that's a sweater in it. I have to say, I do love this yarn. It's so versatile, and I think it doesn't have it has very little halo, so I think actually yak might be a really good alternative, although it is only 20% yak, 80% 70% wool, 10% nylon. So it's a good sock yarn as well for lighter wear socks. Really love that. I think it's just a beautiful base. So we've got that in lots of colours at the moment. Some have sold out, but we'll be back with more colours of that very, very soon. So I have an order coming for just wool really soon. So that is Banshee Yarns. These are my two favourite colours. Just thought I'd pop them up. This came about, this is Fortune. I love this. I wonder why. Fortune was one that I was working on. I wanted to get the right gold colour. It took me a little while to get to Fortune, so you'll see that we have a yellow and we have sun yellow, which is sundown. So we have sundown, gorse, and Fortune. Now I want to do a deeper version of this again, but it's the kind of thing that where you have to decide, you go in stages. So this is Fortune. I think this is my favourite gold so far. I have a darker one in mind as well, like a much browner version of this, but I need to, it's coming. It doesn't have a name or anything yet, but I'm testing it in the dye pots this week. So that's Fortune. I think it's my favourite. And this is it in mohair singles, or the mohair lace, sorry. I just think, oh, I love it. Should you love your own stuff? You know what, sometimes you just should, because I think if you don't, you know, I know self-praise is no praise, but sometimes you just have to say it right. Actually, I'm really happy with how that turned out. I think that's okay. And then my other colour, which I love, is Nightmare, which is super blue. Hard to get the right, because I was photographing this. This is not currently available on the site. And actually, as I see it here, it looks very close to what it is, although it's flatter in real life because I've shaded it. I could not get the blue to be right in the picture, so I'm re-photographing that whole range, because this is our cashmere sock and it's not on the website at the moment because I was not pleased with how the colours were showing, so I'm going to re-photograph those in the next couple of days to get those up. This is it on the silky singles, and again, as I show it here, it's a little bit darker in real life, but again, it does have that shine. The photos of that are much closer, so you'll find Nightmare on silky singles. I had it also on the yak sock, but it's gone as far as I'm aware. There might be one left, although I think it's gone. We'll be redying that as well. I love blue, and I think this blue has come out the way I really wanted it to come out, so yay, very exciting. Cashmere sock will be on high twist as well, which high twist, love the high twist cashmere sock base. Our bases are currently sourced from Chester wool, so they're all really lovely at the moment. Just lovely. So they are some of the colours, and we're live, and it's on the Loveliest Yarn Company, and you will be able to link from either bansheyarns.com or .co.uk at both, and then you can find them on the Loveliest Yarn Company. And then our next update for Banshee Yarns, I'm not committing to a date yet. Probably, I would say after Yarningham at this stage, or maybe before, you know, the way things just unfold. I'm also waiting for some great weather, which could be the next few days. Apparently we're getting a heat wave which dries yarn like nothing else, so fingers crossed we could do a lot more dyeing. So that is the Banshee Yarns news. I'm very pleased. Also, this month, since I spoke to everybody last, I have 2 new sock designs. Yay! These are inspired by RuPaul's Drag Race, which I just think is one of the best programs you can watch. It's so sort of uplifting, and it's just amazing to see people just competing for something that they really want, but without kind of the falseness of, it's not overproduced, like, say, I don't know, it's not got that sharp mean edge that some things have, like America's Next Top Model or Project Runway particularly, where I thought it was a bit fierce. It's more like kind of like Bake Off for drag queens, I think would be how I kind of, not quite, but you know what I'm saying. So it's amazing, and this is inspired by the background of season 11, probably other seasons as well, but this has struck me really well in these colours because they're orange and pink, and also the whole season this season was all neons and awesome things. So this is Rusak. It's on Ravelry, and this is inspired by Brooklyn Heights. Although I was Team Banshee the whole way through. It should have been Banshee, but no. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. Go and see it. And this is inspired by Brooklyn Heights, the dress she wore on the runway on the first night. It's just, I loved it. And I really enjoyed designing these as well, because I'm really pleased with how the heel came out, because the heel shaping is actually done from here rather than from here, because I wanted to keep the striping pattern correct. As I show this, I'm wondering, did I have a slight, yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? As I noticed, I had a tensioning issue here, maybe a little bit, as I was using the double point. It's here, I think, as I shaped the gusset. Interesting. Have a look. It's my own fault. But anyway, those patterns are available on Ravelry. And £1 from the sale of each one will go to Stonewall, because I feel it's important to acknowledge that they are inspired by Drag Race, which has been really important, I think, you know, for furthering the LGBTQ plus community. And I think that I would like to give money to Stonewall UK, because they are also responsible for a lot of the work done in educating people and making sure that, like, people have the rights they're entitled to, particularly people of the LGBTQ plus community. Well, that obviously is the community that they work for. So I wanted to give money back. Also for the month of June, if you haven't seen, you can gift them to somebody who's celebrating Pride. Just get in touch. The details of how to do that are on my Ravelry page, or there is a blog about the Roo socks on my webpage, and you can see how to gift those for the rest of this month. Or you can just buy them and gift them that way, and then we'll do a donation. They're not been my best selling socks yet so far, so if you'd like to buy them, do. And I will donate money for those to Stonewall UK. I really love that show. There'll definitely be more RuPaul inspired patterns in the future, I hope. So that is all of the things that have been launched kind of this month. What else? Been doing some knitting. We'll talk about Woollinn in a minute, but I'm just gonna let me see, what have I been knitting? I've been knitting a lot of things. I've been doing a bit of stash busting. I thought in Ireland, because I was knitting samples right up to the show, I thought in Ireland, I'm just going to knit to bust my stash. You'll see my socks stash is looking very tidy. So I took all of the cakes, all of the yarn I had caked, sock yarn I had caked, and said, right, you're knitting nothing else in Ireland but cakes. Because I was there, it's like, oh, because I want to do a weekender and another weekender, and I was like, oh, getting jumpers and stuff ready. I was like, no, you are not going to knit sweaters on holidays. You just won't. So I said, right, it's all socks or nothing. So there's 2 pairs stayed in Ireland. I knit a pair in Life, finished a pair in Life of the Longest, which were a gift. And there was one in the beautiful black and brown self-striping from Dragon Hill Studios, and they went to my dad for Father's Day. So he has those now. Although I think my mom has kidnapped them for some reason. I keep an eye on her. She's doing something with them. So they stayed in Ireland, and then I finished another pair for myself. These are, I think, my new favourite way of knitting socks. I've been knitting socks, double knit. These are Life in the Long Grass colour, an old colourway that I had before I opened the shop. And I have been wearing these to death. And I'm putting them on after this has been recorded. And these are just 4-ply yarn, held double, and knit with just a little 3-inch leg on them. So I think 8 rounds of rib, and then 3 inches before 3 inches total from the cast on edge to the heel. And they're great. They're chunky like double knit socks. They're super fast to knit, and I'm going to put them on my feet now. They're super warm, and because I lurk around the house, I like them like that. And actually, I think they're great. I'm not going to raise my, am I? No, I'm not. Michelle, remember, you're not that flexible. And I love that they're so cozy. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the pattern on to the website. If you have my DK pattern, you can just shorten the leg, or I'm just going to put it up and people can have it. They can download it from my website for free, because I just think everybody should have these. They're a super stash buster. Like, how else are we going to get through all of the 4-ply sock yarn unless we hold double, make short little socks, or marl all arch? I think it'll be great, because I have a bag. I looked in here and I have a big bag of like ball remnants. And I think if I marl a lot of those together, there's way more than that as well, I can marl them together to make loads and loads of these little cozy socks. I also think they make great Christmas gifts. In Christmas colours, they're kind of elfy. So I'm so excited. So I made those for myself, and then I'm in the middle of other projects. I finished these as well. These are in Starry Night by the amazing folk at River Knits, so Becky and Marcus. I love the way this one has actually pooled a little bit, and it looks like lightning strikes. They're not identical. I imagine I change needles and tension and all kinds of things. It's funny, isn't it? Socks are just, you can't predict it. But I love them. I don't know if they're for me or for Simon though. I think they're a little big. They might be for Simon. I think I originally started them last year and just didn't finish them. So I finished those when I was in Ireland. And then I also knit a number of these little hats. This is the DK pattern for my knit hattie, which I've been doing previously in stripes, but this is actually it, and just, I'll come closer. That's a Fibre Company yarn. I've just been doing, I'm working on just writing down the DK, or the Aran version of it. And I thought actually in a plain yarn, it's quite kind of fun. What is that? Oh, it's the yarn has little nups in it. And I need 2 of those and left them in Ireland. This is another one. I'm just busting my stash really. I'm like, right, get on with it and use up some of the many yarns you have in your house. And they'll actually, my mom is selling those for me because she does, she knits, sells them for work in Ireland at one of the lovely craft shops during summer. So some of mine will be on sale there. And it's really just to get stuff used and to make the DK hat pattern really quick. So I'm loving knitting that. What else? And I've cast on another sock in my foxy bag. I love my foxy bag. So I was using all my balled and pre-caked stuff. This is a Zauber ball, crazy Zauber ball. I think it was bought in one of the yarn stores in, might be Spinny Yarn Devon, not entirely certain. Yay, it's just really nice. I put a Coop-Knits heel in it. These are going to be for, I don't know, me or Simon. It kind of depends actually. What happens is because we need the same number of stitches cast on, because I have a wide foot and he has a narrow one, I get to decide once I come to the end of kind of here, if he likes it, he'll take it, and if he doesn't like them, I'll wear them. I'll wear it. Like, I think this might be for me, even if he does like it. I love them. They're really cute, really nice. I like a Zauber ball. They're just fun. And sometimes you don't want to have to skein a yarn before you use it, so it's nice to have balled sock yarn ready to go. What else? I left another pair as well at West Yorkshire Spinners in Ireland. They were in the second colourway from City Knits, in one of their Marie Curie colourways. That I left as well. And that's really it, except for very special yarn, which I'm going to talk about in a minute though. So that is what I've been knitting. Fast forward to when I finish those socks. I haven't knit for the last 2 days. I did not knit Sunday, Monday, or today yet. Wednesday. No, I didn't knit Monday or Tuesday. I didn't knit. Sunday I did. I haven't knit yet this week since Monday. Madness. I don't know what's happened. But I have a plan for all the samples that I'm going to be doing for the Loveliest Yarn Company and for Banshee Yarns over the next while. So that's really some really great patterns out at the moment, and I have to say I've gone for some of them. I think the next thing I cast on will be a Ziggy from Hohi Locatelli. I don't know if I've said that right. Hohi, and it's done in 2 skeins of Woollins yarn, her fine sock, and we've just put in a massive order for loads of Woollinn because Jess, lovely Jess, and Jerry, who I call Mr. Woollinn. It's so funny. He was like, Jerry, and I was like, oh, it's okay. You don't come. I don't see you in all these shows. It's okay. Everybody's Mr. someone, and I love that, or Mrs. or Miss, depending on whose partner is whose. But majority of people I know are like, this is Mr. Truly Hooked, as Verity calls her, Miss, I think. So funny. I don't only know some people, and like Simon is Mr. Loveliest Yarn Co. and Mr. For the Love of Yarn is obviously Lisa's Martin, and everybody's like, it's nice because it's in this industry, your partner is always introduced as the other half, whereas in some things it's like, oh, the little woman, there she is. Less so now, obviously, but still, it's nice. So anyway, Jess at Woollinn, I was shopping at her stand, and I got to pick out all the colourways. Oh my god, it was amazing to see them all just like ready to be bought. So I sent in a huge order, mostly all fine sock, because I thought, do I want all the colours or do I want half the colours in twice the bases? And I just thought, no, I'm going to go for all the colours. I'm selfish like that. Plus there's nothing you can't do with fine sock. Light sock, sock light. I've a lot of Ghost Rider coming with Ziggy is knitting, but I'm going to knit mine in Bracken. So that's one of the first things I'm going to cast on. Plus I think the next thing I'm going to cast on for Banshee Yarns. Sorry, this is real stream of consciousness today. I'm very bad. I've also dropped my notes on the floor, so I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying. So I'm going to be doing, I don't know what I'm going to do first in Banshee Yarns. I think I'm probably going to, no, I don't remember. It's on a list somewhere. It's definitely not going to be in the Echo colourway, that is for sure. Oh, I know. I'm going to do a 2 skein Touch Me in Villanelle. Now, I don't have Villanelle, and you can know, if you haven't seen Killing Eve, you won't know why it's called Villanelle. I will have that in Silky Singles, which I think is my favourite colour of all time. I'll be doing that this week as well, because I sold out of that at Woollinn. I think it's the first colourway I sold out of. I'm going to do something in that, because that colour, it nearly ruined my kitchen dyeing it, but I really, really think it's my favourite. not my colour at all to wear, but I don't really mind. So that's it. There'll be loads of knitting going on. Now, Woollinn. My very first overseas show was really at home, which is lovely. And we planned it really as a holiday. So we got the boat, which was lovely. We met lovely Carmen and Anna from A Yarn Story on the Bateau, which is really good, really nice. And sometimes I feel like it's like Ireland for the spirit, Cork for the soul, West Cork for the soul. I love living here. Our life is here. My business is here. I have Simon's family are here. I have great friends here. But I just feel like there is something different when you go to Ireland. There is something about it. I used to kind of find it offensive, like, oh, it's a bit easygoing and slow. And I was like, it's not slow. People work really hard and they're very successful. But actually, that is true. But life is a different pace. It's nice and it's easy and it's just, particularly for holidays. You know, if I worked and lived there, probably it feels the same. But if you're on holidays there, I just feel like things can just stop. So Woollinn is outside Dublin, north of the city. It's quite a ways north. The venue is amazing. The setup was perfect. The location was lovely. The rooms were great. A little bit far out of Dublin. I think I've given the girls feedback, but everything else about the show was perfect. And I think as a vendor, as a show, it has huge potential. You know, their lineup for just for like workshops you could have done. I could have gone to workshops all day, every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I would have been thrilled. My mom went to 2 Bristol Ivy workshops. I was green with jealousy. And it was such a great show. I've met loads of people I've never met at shows before. I saw yarns I've never seen at shows. So it was really great that way. And that for me, to meet new people, particularly industry folk, and see new yarns and things was really amazing. Met some great bloggers and podcasters who I will put in the links for this, because I am not doing I don't have any videos of it because I was so busy at the show meeting people and kind of just being ready for holidays. I thought I was a bit lazy. I'll just post below. Hey Bromberry's done a really good one. Mr. Hoggs, the Woollinn team themselves has done postcards from Woollinn. There's some great photographs, some super videos. I think Grace from Babel's Travelling Yarns has done a podcast, and have a look and see where else so that you can see videos of everything. I didn't do one, so you will have to see those on other people. So I'm just talking about my Woollinn experience. It was amazing. I got to meet some interesting people who run the kind of businesses I'd like to run, just online rather than anything else. I met Pauline and Louise from Crossing Wood, which is amazing. They have some beautiful things, a really, really inspiring yarn store in The Hague in the Netherlands. I'm definitely going to make a trip there. They call it a crafting parlour. It's so lovely, and they have such great stuff, some of which I would like to stock as well. I think that's okay. You don't get ideas otherwise. I met Eve Chambers, who everybody's like, oh, you guys are from West Cork, you guys should meet. Eve is lovely. Eve actually went to the same secondary school as I did a couple of years before me. She has lovely yarn, really nice bases. She's based in Cork. I would definitely say check out Eve. I have a skein of her yarn, but it's actually in Ireland because I'm knitting it for my mom, but she wouldn't give it to me. She bought me a gift. She wouldn't give it to me. She's like, you have other things to be doing than knitting me socks. And I was like, so I'm going to knit her socks when she gives me the yarn. I have decided though, this is not a broad offer, by the way, but sometimes people are like, will you knit me socks? And I'm like, well, if you would buy me the right yarn, I will definitely knit you socks. So I might do that deal with some people. Please don't inundate me with oil for socks. Although there are some yarns I would definitely make exceptions for. I bet they were really nice. It was lovely to meet Grace from Banshee Yarns in person, who I've never met yet. I was like, I feel like I know you. She's lovely. And of course there was all the lovely people I already know, which is great. It was lovely to see Fionnuala from Hide and Hammer at it. If you haven't seen Hide and Hammer bags, you have been living under a knitting rock. They're astonishing. Honestly, I feel like saying, right, here's my credit card. There's nothing on it. Here's a blank, I don't know. Here's some money that I found in like a hole. Just take all that money and make me everything you make in these colours. She's amazing. Her bags are just beautiful. And if you were watching this, for some reason you've fallen into this and you're not a knitter or like a crafter or friend, and you just randomly found this, buy one of Fionnuala's bags, Hide and Hammer, or anybody in your who crafts in your life, and you'll be their hero. Hint hint, Simon knows. Simon's been told, like, this is what I want for my birthday. So it was really amazing. Her stuff was beautiful. And it's lovely to see people who I met her at my first Unravel. And it's like, yeah, you collect people and you see their businesses change and develop as well, which is really lovely. My giddy aunt ladies were there, yay. And Marna of Uncutting Biog was there, and Lindsay from Dye Candy, and lots of other lovely people. So there was loads of lovely, lots of nice people. It was a lovely show. And I will apply next year. They'll have me back because we combined it with the holiday in Ireland, and it was amazing to be in Ireland for a while. Definitely been shortchanging visits to Ireland because, you know, you're busy. It's tricky to get weekends and stuff. My mom is mostly here too, so I'm cheating by not going back because my family come and see me so much. It was so great. I cannot recommend West Cork enough. As a holiday destination, we did lots of tourist things because the weather was really good. We thought it was going to rain all week. We planned to spend pretty much a whole week on the couch in Ireland knitting and doing all the stuff, whatever Simon occupies himself with. Probably on eBay selling little mini trains, but anyway. But the weather was great, so we were like, okay, we're not wasting dry days. So we went to Crookhaven, to Billy's for open craft sandwiches, to watch the seagulls, who are not a pest when they're by the sea. I love seagulls anyway, but some people think they're a pest. I don't. But we got to see the seagulls. We got to see Barley Cove, which is where we went to the beach when we were little, and my dad used to take us, and we would swim at the beach, and it's amazing. It's one of my favourite beaches in the world. We went there, and then we did the Gap at Dunloe. So we went to Moll's Gap, to Avoca. We went to Avoca a lot. Avoca used to be owned by an Irish family, but now I think it's owned by an American company. But you don't really notice the brand hasn't changed. You know, they've been very true to the brand, but we always eat there. The food there is always amazing. And they have one in Dublin. They have a couple in Dublin, I think, and we went there a few times. And then we went to the one in Moll's Gap. And then we were like, we'll drive the Gap, I don't know. These are the gaps in the mountains in Kerry. And we were going to do it on a jaunty car, which is the horse and trap, around the Gap this way. But we didn't realise that you could go one way around and not the other. So we drove the other in Simon's car. And that was very interesting. Do it in a jaunty car. Or drive it. I'm not sure I would recommend doing it in a large estate like we did. It was definitely a few hairy moments because they're literally switchbacks, as Simon calls them. This narrow. We came upon a man lying in the middle of the road photographing sheep as well. So it's like a shared space, which is, you know, interesting, with some passing areas. That was really fun. We were going to, you know, I would definitely recommend Kerry. Kerry's a beautiful place to visit if you're in Ireland. Definitely get some bikes and go around the Lakes of Clarny. If you're really up for it, cycle the Gap at Dunloe. We barely made it in the car. We would not have cycled the Gap of Dunloe. And then we were in Baltimore for a while. My sister has got her first home, so it was lovely. We were there without her. She was in Cyprus, the rascal. And it was lovely. We had just a nice meal in the waterfront, or in the pizza place owned by the waterfront in Baltimore. Baltimore is beautiful. It's by the sea in Ireland, and it's really lovely. And then we went whale watching on the Friday before we came home. I can't even talk about how amazing it was, because we were kind of pleased. We're like, oh yeah, we've seen a couple of harbour porpoises, and we've seen some lovely jellyfish, and we had seen kind of like, you know, little tails and flips and things, and you're like, oh, it's beautiful. And we'd seen some lovely seabirds, and we're like, yeah, that's great. And then all of a sudden, dolphins, dozens and dozens of dolphins. It was like, I thought I would have to go halfway around the world to see them. Like, I thought we were going to have to go to Alaska, or we were going to have to go to like South Africa, or we were going to have to go to Argentina, or, you know, any number of places to see them in the wild. And there they are, common dolphins off the coast of West Cork, 12 miles off the coast of West Cork, where I grew up. And it was amazing to see these beautiful creatures in the wild. We went to see whales, but I really went to see dolphins. We saw one minke whale, and we're definitely going to do it again. You can see different whales at different times of the year, obviously, and we'd like to go back and see the humpback whales, which they do get, I think, in July, August. If you check out West Cork Whale Watch, run by Nick Slocum, you'll see when to go and what you might see. The sightings are very common, I think. My sister-in-law went with the kids. They saw dozens of dolphins, like the same kind of quantity of dolphins we saw. And then everyone else I've spoken to has seen dolphins in that quantity, in like their pods of dolphins, when they've gone. It is time of year. It's totally luck. Like we had thought early on, we were like, yeah, this has been really nice. You know, it's, you know, you come and they're wild, but then we saw them all. It was like astonishing. Oh, so I definitely recommend West Cork. We stayed with some of our lovely friends. Thank you, Lisa and Maura. We get to see everybody, and it was really just really lovely to be at home and have a week off. Turned off the internet, but everybody knew because it was on the website. We don't normally take a week off at a time, but it was just time to have a little break in Ireland. I know I sound like the West Cork Tourist Board, but I just can't recommend it enough. We come back, we're really excited about new things. So Simon has started his new job obviously 3 months ago, and he's really excited about that. We have some great plans. We actually came back, we made a list of all the things in the house that needed doing as well. We started Sunday after coming back on Saturday because our garden was like, I think they could probably film a spring watch in our garden and people would think they were in a national park. It's so wild, and when your garden is in the middle of a street and it's really only like 12 by 10 meters, I think it shouldn't be that wild. So we've loads of plans for both Banshee Yarns, for us, for the Loveliest Yarn Company. It's really exciting, so I'm delighted to be back with everybody. And I'm going to go soon because we have a window guy coming to talk about replacing the windows in the house. Honestly, trying to combine like normal things with fun things with but we do need to do some work in the house. Honestly, there's always something to be done. So I'm really excited with some massive things going to happen in the next while. We're going to be at Yarningham, Fibre East, Pop-Up Wool Show, Perth, Southern Wool Show, Yarndale, and the Knitting and Stitching Show in the Ali Pally, and Nottingham Yarn Expo. That's what we're planning for the next 6 months. I'm halfway through writing my 7-day sock challenge, which there'll be loads more about. We're going to run that in September this year. Massive sock plan for next year now that I just came up while we're in Ireland. Hopefully going to announce that over the next while. We have some great new colour. Well, we've obviously launched Banshee Yarns. Some free patterns coming for that. Hoping to release an ebook to go with that at some point. Yeah, so it's really exciting. Thank you for staying tuned to this ramble. I think that's it. I do want to share 2 things though as I finish up because I'm going to go. One thing is for Ravelry and their stance against white supremacy and Donald Trump. I stand with Ravelry. The Loveliest Yarn Company will not tolerate anything like that. People have a right to be unbothered and to take part in the communities that they choose to take part in, like knitting and crochet, without people spreading hatred and discontent and all of those kinds of things. And yes, there are lots of other people out there who are not Donald Trump, but as an individual, you can see that he has inspired the kind of hatred that is not acceptable. And I'm really glad that people, that Ravelry have taken that stand. And it's really, really important that that happens. And Banshee Yarns the same. I'm writing the Banshee Yarns kind of our mission statement in relation to equality and diversity at the moment, and that'll be up on the website as soon as it's finished. But yeah, Ravelry have taken a great stand. They're a superb company. It's run on a, really out of the houses of run massive business, massive company run by a handful of people who really believe this. And if everybody can take part in Ravelry, it's just that you have to be mindful that sometimes you need to think before you speak as well. You behave as if you were at a party in person. You would never do and say some of the things that people say and do online. So totally stand with Ravelry. Then I want to tell a story kind of related to that. Oh, I'll be back. It's the guy. And I'm back. Sorry, that gives you an interesting insight into what's going on in the Gregory household at the moment, our Loveliest Yarn Company headquarters. We have 2 original windows with the original stained glass in them, and they need to have something done with them. So we just need to get a quote as to whether we replace them outright, whether we get them replicated, or whether we encapsulate the glass in other windows, which we'd love to do, but price and cost. So anyway, a very tall gentleman has now left, and he will send me a quote in 5 business days. So that is good. And I was talking about Trump, and I think I know for some people they think, oh, you should be able to, he's the president of the United States and everything, but he's a very, very divisive person. And I think that's the issue, is that he brings division with him. He sows division. And it's one thing to have a set of beliefs that people don't hold and don't share with you, but it's when it sows hatred and divisiveness and, issues between communities, that's not acceptable. And I think particularly in an internet kind of setting like Ravelry exists, it's very easy for people to say things that they would never say in person, and I think it's very damaging, and it makes it unsafe for people who, people of colour particularly, but also people from all kinds of communities, because what community has the man not insulted? Except very rich white crony men. He's a misogynist, he's a homophobe, he's a racist, he's even hated on veterans. Like, I wouldn't agree with John McCain's politics, but I can't even talk about that. That was, you just think, really, a prisoner of war? The Khan family, Gold Star family who lost somebody in combat? The rise of white supremacy in the United States, the attacks on refugees and immigrants coming in from war-torn countries in not war-torn, but you know what I'm saying, bad countries in South America, and I don't want that to be a generalization. I just like the treatment of children, taking them from their parents. The border is a method of trying to deter people from migrating. War that he seems to be wangering with Iran, global trade war. So I stand at Ravelry 100%. And even here, if they had a anti-Boris Johnson, I would equally support that. But I suppose I should really not talk too much about that at the moment, because I can't talk about Brexit either. I don't want to. And that's not a luxury, I just can't anymore. I have a strategy that I'm dealing with Brexit with and executing it as a business. But you can't just have racists and hateful people in power. Just astonishes me. But anyway, stand at Ravelry. Conversely, I had the best conversation I've had with people about skin colour recently, and how interesting it is in that what we have in common is much more interesting and there's much more of it than there is that we have different. And it's by focusing on those that we will, as people and not as government policy, that we will develop proper community relationships and live better together, and all of that. So I was having a conversation with Sylvia, and who I met on Kirsty's Hammer Christmas. She's such an amazing person, and her friend Shamika, who is from New York, flew into Woollinn from New York. Both of them are women of colour, and we were talking about ageing, because I discovered that Shamika is going to be 40 before I am, and I'm very conscious I'm 40 next year, and I feel like I'm losing my neck, my face. I don't worry about it all the time, but every now and again I'm like, oh, where's your face going? South rapidly. Yeah, I know. I'm like, hide it in my hair. I don't think about it all the time, but I do every now and again. I'm like, oh, I'm 40. Why do I not look 25? And Sylvia said, you need black skin, because it is true that people who have darker skin age less quickly than people with paler skin, because the sun affects the pigmentation in your skin differently. You're not as protected from the sun if you're white as you are if you are black or brown. Fact. And the reason for that is that obviously over the years we've evolved in different skin pigmentation levels because of where we are on the planet. It did make me wonder why are Irish people and Celts generally, why are we pink though? Why couldn't we be sallow like the Spanish or say the Scandinavians? Why aren't we that nice sort of sallow that tans in the sun? And I was thinking about that, and I thought, oh, I suppose it's because Ireland used to be forested, and the only flash of sun you get would be the only vitamin D you would have, so it had to be really quick, and the sun had to catch you really fast. But you never got the lobster because you'd never be out in the sun, because we were all living in forests in Ireland. And I was like, maybe that is it. So the only way you can get vitamin D into us fast enough is for us to be like literally translucent to the sun. I thought that was really funny, how you think about aging differently. But we were talking about the different skin products that people use then. So I'm now slathered in cocoa butter. I'm ready for the coconut oil that Shamika recommended, but I haven't got it yet. Definitely going to try it. My skin could turn on me very, very quickly though if I put that much on it. But it was that conversation that was really, I love those conversations where we all have the same things We just do different things with them. But also I was listening to Wanda Sykes on Netflix, and this has always fascinated me, is that, and talking to other people of colour, that like as kids their moms used to cover them in like moisturisers, because I think it's because if you have like differences in skin tone, or you have like damage to your skin, or you have dry patches, they show up more if you're dark skinned. And I just thought, oh my goodness, like, so there's all these kids of colour who are like slathered in like olive oil and coconut oil and cocoa butter, and on the other side in Ireland my mother is trying to catch my slippery younger brother and lather him in factor 50. And it's the same thing, just two different sides. And I just think that's the kind of thing that I like that really funny kind of, it's the fun things that are interesting. And now obviously as Ireland becomes more culturally diverse, which is super, because it's the only thing keeping some small rural schools open in Ireland, and like it's great to see kids of all colours speaking Irish, because it's mandatory in Ireland. So if you were there and you're in school before you're 11, everybody's learning Irish and Irish dancing, and it keeps cultures alive in Ireland, and I just think it's great. But I love that you'll have one Irish mammy in one house and she is trying desperately to slather her child in factor 50, like, and before the sun just like lobsterizes them. And in another house you have another Irish mammy slathering a child in like coconut oil for totally different reasons, and you have a load of greasy children in Ireland. And I love that. I think those are the things that really fascinate me and are really interesting about like different cultures, but how at the core of it all there's a mother rubbing something on a child, and a child trying to run away down the road greasy as a slippery pig, like. Anyway, that is my little story. I stand at Ravelry, and I think what unites us, and meeting people and learning about different cultures, is what will eventually unite us. And we can't wait for government policy to do that. We have to do it as a community, particularly knitting, or just as a community of people. And that's my thought for the day. Back with very exciting things hopefully over the next few days. I'm going to go and rub more oil on myself. You can actually see it. I don't know if it'll work, but it's definitely not going to reverse 40 years of aging, but I definitely feel sleeker. My hands are lovely as well. I hate dry hands, so now I'm just like amazing. Where Simon is just like the opposite. He's like trying to not have greasy skin, and he's like, you are just, I think he's like, you're like a slippery, sorry, the reason I think of slippery pig is, I grew up in Rural Ireland. There was a greasy pig catching thing that sticks in my mind because it's funny. Anyway, what would I say? I would say do check out Banshee Yarns. If you want to give the RuPaul socks to anybody, just have a look on the website or on Ravelry, search Ru socks, or go to the Loveliest Yarn Company thing. Definitely gifting them. Woollinn was awesome. They did an amazing job. I'll link some of the proper vloggers and bloggers below so you can see some of the really good reels and clips. We started with Ravelry. Absolutely. And that's it. Go forth, my loves. And I'll be back with exciting things soon. And now I'm going away. What am I doing for the afternoon? I'm going to take a few photographs and I'm going to write my sock challenge. I've been promising people the sock challenge for 2 years, I'd say. Oh well. I'm back. And we'll have an awesome summer together, and hopefully an awesome autumn and winter, and we'll have more of these. Love to everybody. Oh, wait! Oh my god, I nearly forgot. My Woollinn haul. I was really good at Woollinn. I had a skein of Eve Chambers yarn bought for me, but that's in Ireland, so I can't do this. Got these gorgeous souvenir skein tags from Hide and Hammer. I bought this other Chow twist needle from Crossing Wood. Oh my god, I'm so in love with these. I am doing my best to become a Chow stockist at the moment. I was gifted this pin from a non-knitter. My two non-knitter friends, Lisa and Maura, came to the show and they were like, awesome. So I got this. It's the Uncut Biog special. But most important, oh, and I got this. They also bought me this really good resting knit face bag. I'm surprised Lisa didn't buy one for herself. Resting knit face. Put my resting knit face bag on that. And I also picked up this. This was a pickup from, this is the collaboration between oh, spoiler. This is the yarn that Lindsay dyed, and this is the pin, drop the stigma, not the stitch, from Sam Draws Things, their collaboration for Mind. It is the most gorgeous yarn. I'm so sorry I didn't have it every colour and every base. I love it. I'm knitting it right now into socks for, possibly for me, Let me see what size did I pick. They are there for me. They've already been for Simon, but I decided I like them myself so much. And that's my woolen haul. It was really good. I didn't buy anything because I had so much yarn that I'm trying to knit up at the moment. And that's it. Yes, I am going to talk a little bit about mental health and knitting and crafting and just generally on my next on one of my next ones, but I want to give that a little bit more thought. And I've been rambling like a devil for ages. Anyway, I'm going now, but I put these on my pin pendant. I'll show you that at some point. It's a disgrace, but it's also lovely because it's a great way to support people. It's the way they're like just a card, sometimes just a pin is something that keeps businesses going, small businesses like mine and others. That's it. Have an awesome couple of weeks. I'll be back in 2 weeks, or I'll be back sooner, who knows. Anyway, my loves, have a lovely week.